What's around, everybody? Welcome to Exoteric, aka Exoteric Angel, and this is going to be your seasonal reading, right? And we are officially in Libra season. So happy solar return, all you Libras out there. Happy foreign day. Happy flight day. And those of y'all using still happy birthday, let's go and use that too, right? However you want to put it, it's your season. All right, Libras. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do this season, okay? I know y'all like got plans already. Y'all like, yes, it's about to get lit during Libra season. But we're gonna see how lit it's gonna get with these cards, okay? So, because the whole focus on this reading is for Libra season, yes, but we're gonna talk about what needs to be balanced. Okay, so what needs to be balanced in your life? All right, you know, a life is like a big pizza pie. All right, and it's just like you cutting the pizza into kid sizes or kid portions. So when I say life, it's you can do it as a totality. You can resonate with a section or a piece of your life, or however, but you'll know. So however big or small the message is to you, you'll know exactly what it is that is conveyed directly to your zodiac sign and the planet affiliated with that sign. So in your natal chart, if you don't know where your planets are and what sign they're under, like maybe you have Saturn in Leo, something like that, or maybe you have Uranus in Aries or something like that. So natal charts is very good when you are listening to me and other people that also throws in the planets that's associated with the sign. All right, so we're going to start off with, of course, Libras, and this is just how we're going to go ahead and balance things in our life, whichever things it may be, how to balance it, and this is a time of season where we're changing seasons. We're going to a hot to a more colder season, and right now it's pretty warm, lukewarm from where I'm at. You know what I mean? So it's getting cold real quick, and I'm up north, so northeast, so it's getting cold up here. And I am seeing the foliage start for those who don't have 4 seasons like I have 4 seasons. The foliage is actually coming about, so the oranges and the yellows and the reds are starting to appear. But since we did get a lot of rain, I'm seeing that the green is holding on a little bit longer, so it should be like a nice long foliage and not like hurry up and look before the leaves fall off, which sometimes happen, But so this is about balance, because at this point we should be having equal day and equal night. We should be at a point where there's 12 hours of the day and 12 hours of the night, right? So what are you going to do with your 12 hours of day, and what you going to do with your 12 hours of night? How are you going to balance that all this Libra season, which this is a collective energy? So if you're living under the sun, and you're living under the sun, we in these energies, okay? All of us together as a collective. All right, so what needs balance in your life? That's what we're going to talk about today. All right, have a good Libra season, and happy Libra season to all the Libras out there. And if you have, if you're some Libra, have a good day and night. What's around, Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Venuses? This is your reading for your season. Happy solar return to all the Libras out there. And if you have a Venus in Libra, this energy is for you as well. So you got two major arcana cards. You got the Emperor and you got the Hermit. Okay, what a way to start the reading, Libra. I knew you was going to come through with it. And I was just talking about in the intro how you represent the even day and the even night. And this card is surely representing these two cards, the day and the night. So this is what you're going to have to do to balance yourself, you know, during this Libra season. So I see you on this path here. You ain't no joke about it, Libras, okay? You got, you know, some type of intent to be ruling over something, to have control over something, you know, to dominate something, you know, to be the leader, to be the one that's known as the one that has the information, the knowledge, the structure, the know-how, whatever. You are that person, and that's what you want. You know, you want to be seen as, and you're very passionate about that. And you may or may not be working on it, but even if you're feeling it, you get what I'm saying. Some of y'all Libras out there are actually in it. Like you are in a position of authority. You are working on that position of authority. Some of y'all just sitting back and watching it, but you feel it inside because it's burned up inside that you need to be having certain things in place, more structure. Your thoughts need to be more clearer. You need to be more planned out and more like, you know, let's cut to the chase type stuff. Like, we ain't got time to not do. So if you just sitting on the couch watching me, you're feeling it, okay? For those of you who are in the energy and you going about it, got your energy thing going and working towards your plans, you all about that life, you know. But here's the Hermit card come in, swoop you up and say, wait a minute, don't forget the nighttime side of it all. So the Hermit is like, okay, in order, you need to use some of my energy, okay? You need to balance how much time you spend focusing on whatever you're trying to establish, and spend more time, or equal time, as much time as you spend establishing yourself, establishing your position, establishing your come up, establishing your breakthrough, you got control of it all. You got control of the situation. You know, you stable, you secure, all that stuff, blah, 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 you know, filling the lines. At the same time, Libra says, I need you to use that same 12 hours on yourself. I need you to use that same time on your mental health. I need you to use that same amount of 12 hours that you did in the daytime. I need you at nighttime, use your 12 hours to take care of yourself, you know, to give yourself, treat yourself well, you know, where you're doing things that are doing well for you, things that's going to help you, not harm you, you know what I mean? And whatever that is, you know, maybe, you know, you slacking off of your exercise, slacking off of your meditation, slacking off of your yoga, slacking off on, you know, preparing a meal at night instead of buying a meal at night, slacking on your sleep because you're putting in 14 hours of a day and you're not doing 12 and 12, right? 12 for, you know, okay, yep, go get it. And then at night it's like, okay, it is my turn to get to know who I am and to clear my mind and to clear my day, so that way the next day I can be a better emperor. You know, this is male, female. It's a masculine energy, but this applies to male and female because, once again, everybody has male and female in them, okay? Everybody does. It's just about the percentage level that makes one female and makes one male, and therefore this is where you get the organs and all that other kind of stuff associated with that percentages, right? Okay, so the Emperor is saying, okay, yeah, and you know what? And by doing more Hermit mode, the equal amount of Hermit mode, you're going to actually correct any kind of disciplinary actions. You have to check yourself and to check other people that are helping you achieve what you want to achieve in your life. So this clarity, you know, this 12 hours of clarity is what's going to help you come up with better ideas and better ways to organize and better ways to structure and better ways how to lead. Because without the Hermit, behind the Emperor saying take an equal amount of time, you might get to a point where it just consumes you, where you just become excessive at everything. Just like a boss who it just seems like they're not happy in their life, period. Therefore, when they come to work and they have all these people that they have to guide and lead and make sure things are right, they give them a hard time, so much hard that it's like people can't even breathe. It's like, isn't even worth the paycheck. And eventually that particular boss will show a high turnover rate, for whatever company that they're working for. When they look at the numbers, why your office constantly, people don't even stay 60 days, you know what I'm saying? You barely can get people to stay a year. People don't even care about vacation time. They don't even call and talk about where's my vacation time and can I get that. They walking away like, I don't want nothing from y'all. I'm done, all because of how the Emperor did not take equal amount of time for himself in order to be a better authoritarian amongst others, whether it's in your household, whether it's in the community, whether it's, at work, wherever it is in your family, within your friendship. I should say friendship because that shouldn't be, but you know what I'm saying? But like having some kind of establishment, some type of structure to your name, to who you are, having some kind of say so, and don't be so rigid. And with the Hermit card is going to teach you how to be a little bit more flexible and not so stern. And with that flexibility, which Libra is air, and air is very, 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 very flexible. Okay, nothing, air escapes through any and everything, right? That's why everybody's always protecting itself against what? Air. At the bottom line, you put a banana out and it's like, or anything out, once the air gets attached to it, it's going to start to age, like skin. Like if you see an old newspaper, it's yellow because the air that's getting into it is causing it to age. So to age and be affected and all that other kind of stuff, all that kind of way. So definitely, even though I put air in that whole situation, but air is very important for your position. So yes, take a walk, get out, breathe, be a part of the elements. There's no way of running from it. You can't stay in the office because you're only going to stress yourself out. And then we're going to be talking about something else next season, or maybe something comes out during the new moon reading that I'm going to do that says, hey, you're going too overboard. So don't let me see that you stressing out because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Equal day for, okay, let's do the Emperor mode, and equal night is, all right, this is time for me. And trust me, day and night, and what we talking about day and night, that's what I'm talking about, because my day could be your night and your night could be my day, so just take it within your own world as if you were your own world floating in space, whatever your day and your night is to you. All right, the sun does not have to be up in order for it to be daytime. Okay, in your own personal world, because I'm not talking about societal, I'm talking about in your own personal world. Okay, have a wonderful day and night, Libra Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Venuses during your Libra season. What's around Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants, and Pluto? This is your tarot card reading for Libra season. So this is about what you can use in your life, or what needs to be balanced, should I say, in your life. And you got the balance card, you know what I'm saying, which is Temperance, believe it or not. Okay, so here's the thing, that's it, balance. Right? Balance the imbalance. So if you are imbalanced in any section, piece of your life, take a look at those pieces. Take them out of the pie, analyze them, look at it, you know what I'm saying, from all different perspectives, and see how you can balance that situation. Look at all little outcomes. Look at, long term, short term, all of that kind of stuff, when it comes to putting balance into your life, you have to have a formula, you have to have a way to do that. And it takes energy work, meaning that you can't just sit there and think about it. You gotta do something about it. And if that doesn't work, you gotta try something else until you get it right. Look at this person here, right? Look at this angel here. This angel here, who's to say that how many times it took that angel to get that perfection of getting that one cup of water into the other cup of water without spilling it. The angle had to be right, the arm had to be placed right, maybe a posture. Somebody gave the angel a suggestion like, okay, if you hold your shoulders back, hold one arm, bend this one at a good, looks like a good 90, 110 degrees, you know what I mean? Then you want to have the cup certain spaces from this and then try to pour it, and it's gonna, so some tips to how to keep it from not flowing. So what I'm saying is it's gonna take different things to happen in order for you to come up with some kind of solution where it's like, okay, that's the solution. I know what to do now because that works, that worked, that went okay, that's good. So you have to stay on it, and it takes a lot of work to stay on balance and to keep it balanced, because sometimes a wrench could be thrown in and it just stops the whole process of what it is to balance, and then you got to figure out something else, right? But keep doing that, because of course you have a purpose, and in order for you to continue on your purpose, you're going to have to realign some things in your life. And Libra is all about balance. So you're going to have to realign those pieces in your life that needs to be balanced out in order for you to go on, complete your task, complete your mission, complete your day, for goodness sake, complete the year without going nuts. So, it just depends on where you are in your life. And then it's also like, okay, what is too much and what is too little? People have a hard time in this day and age figuring out what is excessive and what is just exactly what I need. What needs to be go into moderation and what needs to be cooled down a little bit, or something that needs to be maybe brought up because it's just too low on the Richter scale. You're not paying too much attention to it. So now you got to bring that up because you was paying more attention and more energy over here. So start looking at things in your life. And like I said, people are excessive with emotions nowadays. And this card has to deal with emotions. People can be excessive in overthinking. This card has thinking elements in it. People can be over excessive with like your I just say emotions and feelings, all of that kind of stuff, passions, goals, stability, structure, peace, patience, all of that is within this card. So once you learn the balance in your life and what needs to be balanced, and find that thing that makes it, that pattern, that structure that makes it balanced, that conversation, whatever it is, that just say no sometimes just saying no just as equally as you say yes will balance some things out, especially if you're a yes person. Just add a couple of no's in there. So if you say yes 17 times, say no 17 times. The Libra is all about balance. Like now, we should have equal day and night. So it should be 12 hours of daytime, 12 hours of night. So in your life, you should have balance. You should have 12 hours of, and then 12 hours of, or whatever that is. But just to give you some idea, your attitude, sometimes being too emotional about something, it's like, check this out. Am I going too far? Am I being real petty? No, this card is saying you cannot be petty. Okay, you cannot be petty. You're gonna have to raise your vibrations up a little bit. You're gonna have to bring it all up the chakra, up to you see all the way up there. You see where the sun is shining on her forehead? You wanna bring it all the way up there, okay, where you can gain peace about the situation. Add a little overstanding to the situation, and then let it go and move on to something else that is going to be fulfilling for you, purposeful for you, helpful for you, instead of worrying about, things that can blow up in your face later on, even if it's overeating. eventually it's going to blow up in your face after a while, right? Yes, it might taste good. Yes, you know, you might get it for free. Yeah, or whatever the perks are. Yes, it's around the corner from your house. Yes, you got a coupon. Yes, you got an app where you get, you know, all these other kind of things to make people go out and do things that they know they're not supposed to be doing, but they do it anyway. And it's going to catch up with you, you know, whether or not you die, you get diabetes, high cholesterol, whatever the situation, your body might start breaking down, your knees might not hurt anymore, might hurt, your back is going to start to hurting, all these other headaches might start coming around, you got to pay extra on a plane, nobody going to sit next to you, looks in society, which is going to affect people. You know, don't post a picture, because you know nowadays people comments is hard and rough, but this is just excess eating, all the things that can come because it feels good at the time, it tastes good at the time, but this is like rise above your desires and balance those things out. Have a wonderful day and night, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Pluto in Scorpio during this Libra season. It's around Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Sagittarius. How are you doing? And also Jupiter's, okay? You got the Queen of Cups. So all y'all so far has been getting like the high arcana cards up in here, okay? So the Queen of Cups. So you're emotional. You're emotional. So I'm just going to say, look at her face. Okay, look at her face. So you're emotional, but there's two kinds of emotions. You can have emotions that make you feel good, and you can have emotions that make you feel bad, you know? So, you know, based on this card, you know, she's like, well, I don't know about all this. Okay, let me look into this a little bit further. You know, let me learn a little bit more about what's going on here and what I'm feeling here. And, you know what I'm saying? And what's inside of me type of stuff. And let me study, you know, myself, basically. Let me get to know why I'm having these emotions, whether good or bad, because the more you know about yourself, hey, the better. And you were sad, so you all about that life, about learning, right? So why not for yourself, right? About yourself. So this is what's going on right now. She's taking a look into herself, you know, like, why am I feeling like this? What is going on with me? You know what I mean? Even if it's a good emotion, it's like, you know, especially if it's a new good emotion, like you never felt that before or never had that experience, but it felt good. You're like, how come I feel like this? And you might be going back to your childhood and all the things you used to like, because there's a lot of retrogrades going on. It's like 9, oh shoot, and 9 is your number. Right? Okay, 9th house, Sagittarius. So, yeah, 9 retrogrades going on. So, remix, right? Exactly. Or rewind, whatever you want to call it. But that's what's going on right now. So, you might even be looking at the past too, just so you can know where you're going in the future. And ain't nothing wrong with that, with all these retrogrades. But definitely, you, this here is to balance your emotions, also balance your security, okay? You know, are you secure within yourself? Is you have to depend on other people, you know, for security, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, financially, structurally, you know, whatever the situation is. How often do you have to rely on somebody else? Because if that's the situation, that needs to be balanced, where you have to put, you know, take some of that load too, at least make it 50-50, especially if the person is offering help. And, you know, it's like a parent or a friend or a family member or a neighbor or whatever like that. But then it's like, okay, how you know, are you giving anything back off of that? Or you, whether it's, you know, here's, you know, $5 for, that's all I got is $5, but thanks for washing my car. Because maybe somebody just was washing their car and they say, hey, you want me to wash your car since I got that? You're like, sure. But at least offer. They might reject it, but the universe don't care about that, you know? They just care about the energy of offering, right? So maybe something like that. Or if you have, you know, people who work under you or whatever, you know, maybe you never even said thank you for all you guys do. When's the last time you said that? They come in every day, probably hate their damn job, and you can't even say thanks, guys, for showing up, especially after this 2.5 years of this COVID. You lucky you got them people up in there. When's the last time you said thank you? When's the last time you bought a box of donuts for like $6.99 per box with a box of Joe. How much is that, y'all? $12.95, okay? And just brought it to work just because. Ain't no holiday, ain't no Christmas here. Everybody want to get nice. Watch people get nice right now. Watch. Every time you get cold, here come people with the holidays being all nice. Every year I have to laugh because that bugs me out. But anyway, so find some security within yourself. Don't be so codependent on people for things that you need to fill your own self. So start working on that as far as balancing that. And also, if you're ignoring your intuition, stop ignoring it. Balance it out until you feel comfortable with your intuition. Don't just always knock it out like, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Like you constantly telling yourself no. Like, okay, what for what? And you ain't got no reason to tell yourself why you tell yourself no. You know, figure out why, especially if you're saying more no's than yeses. Because maybe you're just restraining yourself or restricting yourself, or you're waiting on somebody else, you know, to help you do it or for you to do it. You know, you can't do it alone because you need to depend on somebody else. So, you know, check yourself on that and see, you know, if that is the case as well. And if so, start to get comfortable with your intuition, you know, add that into your daily life. When yourself tells yourself, hey self, what self? Hey, this is not the way to go. Okay, so follow yourself a little bit more. Don't be scared of yourself, you know, it's okay. This is your season because you're coming up next. Anytime we pass Leo, it's like, let's go. Y'all signs is all next, you're right, under the horizon sign. So you already know it's coming. You can feel it in the air. And then check your compassion. Are you compassionate to yourself? You know, you can easily be compassionate to other people. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let me lick your wounds and stuff. Oh, let me give you a hug. Oh my gosh. Oh, really? I'm gonna check up on you. I'm gonna call you, girl. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. Oh my God, I'm gonna come over and do that. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, yeah, let's go out and do this. And oh my God, that happened to you. Oh, dude, let's go to the bar. Oh, but what about yourself? Are you doing it to yourself? You know, so start showing yourself some compassion as well. Add that in there to create some kind of balance in your life. So definitely balance your emotions, all right? Balance your codependency versus dependency. How much you rely on people versus how much you rely on yourself. Don't be scared of yourself. So stay calm while you trust your intuition, okay? So I know it's hard to just trust all of it, especially if you haven't been trusting yourself. You know, that's why I'm giving you baby step. At least need it at 45. You know, I'm gonna say, you know, you can get close to 50, because remember, Libra is about balance. But as long as you put in that energy work, it starts somewhere. So start to trust your intuition and test it. You know, have fun with it. You know, Sagittarius is opposite from Gemini. One thing Gemini teaches Sagittarius is like, be light about it. You know what I mean? Have fun with it. You know, test your intuition, and you probably be like shocked and impressed at how accurate you were. But when you figure that out, please comment below so I could be like, hey, all right. So that's all I have to say for you right now, Sagittarius, during this balance Libra season. Equal day and equal night. It's time to balance. Have a good day and night. What's around Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants? This is your reading in Saturn. This is your reading for Libra season about what to balance in your life. And I believe Libra got this card on my last reading. And it's funny that you got this card, this reading during Libra season. So you can pretty much look at it and just know what I'm about to say. I don't think I need to read the card. But let's just talk about Libra season. Libra is about balance, okay? It's about, you know, justice, fairness, equality, you know? And in our times, we have equal day and equal night right now. So we should have 12 hours a day, 12 hours of night because of Libra. And it's just saying, could you put, like, this is the 10 of Wands, right? It's like, can you put 5 of those wands down? You know, I'm just going to cut everything in half right now because, okay, you thought about it. Can you put 5 of those wands down, okay, and just carry 5 of them and then maybe delegate the other 5 to somebody else? You know, can you put all of the 10 wands down and just walk away with 0 because you're going to be using some of your 24 hours to take care of you. You know, maybe you want to use that extra, not 12 hours, not extra, but that 12 hours of day you're working, right? That 12 hours at night, you're doing things that pleases you to do. You know, you are taking a nap, you're taking a shower, you're getting a massage because your shoulders hurt. You know, you're getting acupuncture because, you know, your back is hurting from all that work. You may get the calluses off your hands or your feet. You might go and, you know, watch a football game. You don't work so hard. This is football season. You don't work so hard. You're like, hey, let me go out and watch a football game. Or, you know, you might be like, hey, I haven't went out with these group of people in a long time. Let's do dinner. You know, and then after that, let's go watch a movie. And then, you know, after that, I'm going to sleep or whatever. But basically it's saying you have to have a healthy work-life balance right now. So you are known as the GOAT. You are known as the Cap. Anytime somebody say Cap, everybody like, oh gosh, because they already know that you just ready. Okay, you can look. If it ain't no structure into this whole situation, I don't even see the point. Don't even bring it to me. You're wasting my time. You know, I think Ray J is a Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken. And you see how he goes hard on his products and selling like everything, you know. So it's kind of like, it's that energy, that Cap energy. You can't deny it. And people know about y'all. And hence the word, the GOAT passed around. That's y'all. So I know y'all mad every time somebody say the GOAT. And y'all like, why are you stealing my sign? Why are y'all stealing my sign? Okay? Don't be mad. Just be happy that, you know, they're trying to be like you. Okay, everybody want to be the GOAT, like a Cap, right? Don't stop hating. Stop hating. Tell them next time choose the Capricorn sign to be born into. Okay? So take the load off. It is Libra season once again. It's about balance. It is about harvest as well. Okay? So all that hard work you've been doing, reward yourself. When's the last time you went on vacation? When's the last time you took your significant other, you know, on a weekend trip? Or it could be a 24-hour trip. When's the last time you did something with the kids? When's the last time you've been saying you wanted to clean up your, well, that is work. But for some people, it's good work. You know, like if you have a hobby, like you paint or something like that, and you haven't cleaned up your painting room in like 2 years or something like that, maybe this is a time for you to go clean out the painting room. That way you can organize and figure out what kind of colors you need to add, you know, add to your collection, because you plan on painting this winter, or, you know, in a couple months it's in your bucket list to get back to painting, you know. So something like that, something that's going to make you like, yeah, you know, this is something I really want to do, not because I have to do it, but, you know, I really want to do it. So add that into your schedule. If you haven't went to the doctors in a while, maybe it's a time for a good checkup, because we just got through Virgo season. So if any aches and pains and oohs and ahs that's been going on for the last 4 weeks, 4 weeks, go to the doctors, okay? Because I told you so, okay? Because you knew you're supposed to do that 2 weeks ago. But anyway, have a wonderful day and night, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Saturns for this Leo season. What is around Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendants? This is your tarot card reading for Libra season, okay? Your sister sign up in the house. So, of course, you're going to be affected because your sister sign is shining bright. So, look at you, okay? Now, this card wanted to come out, okay? I was like, but it wanted to come out, okay? And I'm happy, you know, but at the same time, I could just imagine, you know, if I was Aquarius, like, what you going through right now? So, yeah, Aquarius, hi. Welcome. This is about balance in Libra season, okay? So you got the Emperor card. So you are doing your thing, honey. I think this whole age of Aquarius, ranting and raving and stuff like that is just probably getting into your head. This whole Uranus hanging out in Taurus, and this reading is for Uranus too in Aquarius. So Uranus is hanging out in Taurus, so you just like feeling the structure. This is like a Taurus, a earth sign card. Taurus is an earth sign, and you're an air sign, okay? So it's uncomfortable sometimes, you know what I mean? You be uncomfortable comfortable. You're air. Like, I need to look at his feet. Okay, he got metal shoes on. He's all draped up, ready to go, sitting on. And the Aquarius is like, for real, like, can I like take these off and just go walk? Because behind me look real pretty, and I need to go because I want to take some pictures, because later on I want to make like a sweater out of the background. You know what I mean? So this Aquarius is like, you know, okay, and you know why. But it's like sometimes, like, you know, you got to pay a bill, or you know, you got to do something in life, like, you know, I don't know, get an oil change or something. But you just like, jeez, you know, I don't feel like wasting 45 minutes of my life to do that. But you know, I gotta get it on. This is what it kind of feels like Aquarius is going through. So here's the thing, but you have a plan, like you have a mission, you have a goal to be in control of something, whether it's in control of your life, in control of your family, in control of your the way your love life is going, control the way your business is handling. You're trying to gain this control, this structure. And for those who are already in it, you know what I'm talking about. You know, like, you've been working hard to get this, your what am I gonna say? To have this domineering, you know, perception about you, this authoritarian vibe coming to you, kind of like a king vibe, you know, that's just over your head, and without nobody telling you, you just walking out like, I'm royal anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm just royal anyway. And that's probably you hanging out in Taurus, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. So you're getting some of that Venusian energy up in you, I see. Okay, well, all right, go ahead. So let's balance the lack of discipline. You know what I mean? So I understand you're an air sign. I get it. I'm an air sign too. Okay. But when it's time for discipline, it's time for disciplining yourself to do X, Y, and Z. So Libra is about balance. At this point, we should have 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime, nightlife, or whatever you want to call it, right? And it's like, what are you going to do with your 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night? You know, are you being flexible enough to get out of your rut? Okay, to look at yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna need to discipline myself on this, that, and that. It's kind of like life is like a big old pizza pie, and it's like cut into kid sizes, you know, and you can look at it and see which one has the less cheese on it, which one has the less toppings on it, because it kind of like slid off to the other one, and you really look at it and you try to, you know, and you're like, okay, that's what you do with your life. Whichever one that looks the weakest, like it's just red sauce and dough at this point, that's what you need to pull out the pizza, analyze it, and refix that thing and put it back in the pizza, right? Put it back into the pie. Also with your getting this, having yourself established and having, you know, you dependent on no one basically but yourself, and having this role of leadership, you know, and somebody can look up to, you know, to make sure you balance, you know, controlling others, because air signs can be very manipulative, and that you just stay modest with as you come up, as you advance, as you this and that, you know, stay modest with yourself, kind of have that modesty within you, you know, even if you pull up with a Bentley or something like that, you know, you don't need to be going out there and just whatnot, you know, you could pull up with modesty, you know what I'm saying? Pull up like it's a Honda or something, or a Kia or something, you know, like, oh, but not to the point where it's like, oh, this is nothing. You see what I'm saying? But have some balance. You're a humanitarian. You know what I'm talking about. But, you know, have some kind of moderation to the situation. And you can't control everything. So you might as well let that go. This is we and your sister sign, Libra. And when it comes to people, you cannot control people. You know, you might think you'll be able to, but you can't. The only person that you can control is yourself. So start you know, controlling how rigid you are. Can you loosen up a little bit? It's Libra season, you know. Can you take off one of those layers of robes and put it to the side because you know you're hot, but no, you just want to sit there so you can look all regal and whatnot. Meanwhile, you about to pass out. Libra's like, you can take off one of those. You can relax. You can be you and still get the job done. So be you, still get the job done, but definitely do not feel like that you can rule over anybody. You know, have modesty when you're talking to people that may have to look up to you. And also, if you're slacking and your disciplinary actions and plans, yeah, put that into that 12-hour day, 12-hour night stuff. Start to balance that into your life as well. Have a good day and night, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Uranus for this Libra season. Once around, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, Pisces, and Neptune. This is your tarot card reading for Libra season, and it's all about balance, okay? What can you add to your life to create balance using the High Priestess energy? We have a lot of the zodiac signs got major arcana cards here, so this is a very pivotal point, since we are at a point of equal day and equal night, 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. And as we look at this card carefully, you can see the day pillar and the night pillar. Aha! And this is the number 2 card, right? So this ain't no joke. Pisces. Wow. Okay, talking about tapping into the energy. Tap, tap, tap in. So are you trusting yourself? Start adding that in there. Okay? As far as balancing your daily life. So if you've been denying your intuition, it's time to match. As many times you deny is to accept it. So if you deny yourself 80% of the time, let's try to bring that down to 50, and let's try to bring up trusting your intuition 50% and denying it 50%. And the more you get comfortable with trusting your intuition, those numbers will go up. Of course, the intuition part will go up. Yeah, you need some time. So if you're very busy, Pisces, as much time as you do in the daytime, working and planning and all this other kind of stuff, is the same amount of time you need to put into your silent time. Okay, whether it's your meditation time, your workout time, your yoga time, your sleep time, your whatever time it is to help you get into that comfortable Zen mode, like, you know, you can give 2 fucks about the world right now type things, is better, because then you'll start to gain some sacred knowledge, internal knowledge about you and how to go about your day. The new moon is coming up, and yeah, this will be a very good time, you know, to start tapping into your divine feminine self. And masculines and feminine, everybody has both masculine and feminine inside. So as far as the males, start using, you know, some of your divine feminine aspects of it. You know, maybe you do need to pamper yourself a little bit more. Maybe take a bath, take a shower, take a salt bath. You know, maybe you know, you want to just buff your nails, maybe a little rigid, a little rusty, and you just want to go buy a little $2 buffer and just sit and buff your nails while you're watching something that you really want to watch, you know, but you know it's going to make you feel better. It's not a female thing or whatever. It's more of a nurturing yourself, and it just happens that female takes over the nurturing take over the nurturing energy. So let's just drop the female energy and let's call it nurturing energy, if that makes you feel better, right? So start taking care of yourself, and maybe you want to write down things. Maybe you want to write down in your diary or lyrics or a poem, or, you know, some type of expression of you know, what your day is like or what you're feeling or whatever it is. But this is a very spiritual card, and Pisces is a spiritual sign, because y'all way out, you Neptune, you way out there. Do you know how much perspectives you have from being all the way out there? That's like sitting at the top of the bleachers. You know what I mean? That's like sitting in a skybox. Do you know how much perspective I have sitting in a skybox versus sitting you know, somewhere, you know, in the middle of the, you know, the bleachers or whatever like that. The person in the box got way more of a view than somebody who's just sitting randomly in the middle of the arena, right? So that's what Pisces is. They have a very broad view and understanding of the situation. Now, does it translate down here on Earth? Well, no. That's why Pisces get a bad rap. Don't worry about it. Most mutable signs. I'm a Gemini. You know what I mean? We always get the bad rap. It's like, screw y'all. Okay? We're here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? All right, shout out to the mutable signs. Anyway, so any type of secrets that you're holding in, if it's good for you to hold them in, that's fine. If it's harmful for you to hold them in, you're gonna have to find a release. Because some people are like, nah, I'm taking this to my grave type stuff. I don't care what you say, and they cool about it, and that's what they mean, and that's that, you know. But if it's hurting you to hold secrets, then it's time for you to let some of that out in order for you to even get to the start of being balanced. Because it's just too much junk, so you have to get rid of some things. So that might be something to look at. Also, if you're withdrawn and silent, you know, it's probably because you're going through this spiritual transition. And when you're going through something like this, you really don't want to, say too much around people, or, this, that, and the other, because one, they prove that they can't hold water. Two, it might be something that they just don't understand, and you don't feel like explaining to them so they can get where you're coming from, because it's just too much. So these could be going on right now, but just to let you know, we have social media, I think, for that. So there's a lot of YouTubers and bloggers and app people and all kind of things out there that will help you find your tribe, with people who feel the same way as you, is going through the same thing as you, and you can confide in them. And at the same time, the beauty thing about the internet, depending on how much you put yourself out there, they don't know you from a can of paint. They just see an emoji, a name that's not even your government name, and that's it. And there you go, off to an internet relationship. Not saying to take it serious, but I'm saying as an outlet, because sometimes people just need to vocalize how they're feeling about a particular subject, and amongst other people who have been through that same situation, and can help each other, not hurt each other. So definitely look into that, so you can release some of the load in order for you to balance the scales, where you can start not worrying but more tapping in to your intuition, because you're calmer now, because you release some of the harmful situations in your life, things that you're just way too disconnected from, and you don't plan on connecting again, but you're still harboring over it. Secrets that you've been keeping in that may need to be let out, you know what I mean? And see if it's more harmful to let it out or more helpful to let it out. So that's something you're going to have to definitely rely on. And by getting rid of that getting rid of all that baggage that you have to get rid of, you can use that time to just go within yourself and use that meditation time to go into your subconscious mind, and before you gain so much information and knowledge about yourself that you'll be thankful that you took the time to balance your life, to get all this wonderful high priestess information. Have a wonderful day and night, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Neptune during this Libra. What's around Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mars? This is your Libra season. Happy Libra season tarot card reading. And this is all about balance, okay? So the cards are just very clear for you, Aries. Very, very clear. Okay, so the top card is your overall card, and your bottom card is your underlying card. So you're working hard for your money. Dun, 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 so hard for your money. You work hard for your money, but you better treat you right. Okay, Aries? So we got this work going on, which is all good, because it's 2022. This is the era where, people got to get their hustle on. People got to get their grind on, because nothing is really secure anymore. Things are changing and not going back to the old ways. So you might be in a contemplation mode. You might be thinking about the past. you know, using that Six of Cups. Some old childhood memories might be coming up at this time, you know, but at the same time, you're working hard, you're doing it all, you're carrying a load, you know. You may not have delegated some responsibilities, but that's something that you should look into to create some kind of balance. You know, start divvying out some of the tedious stuff that you don't mind divvying out. I mean, things that you really hold near and dear to your heart and you don't want to screw up. You know, of course, that's the things that you want to do, because you know how it goes. Like, you know, if you want to get a job done right, let me do it myself type thing. But, you know, things that you really, you know, don't mind somebody if they oops it daisy. It's not gonna be the end of the world of your project. You know, that's something that you can deal with. So also with this whole revisiting things in the past, there's a lot of retrogrades in the skies, like 9 retrogrades. So there's revisiting, rewind, redoing, you know, reanalyzing. All of that is coming into play with this card. So, you know, looking into things that you can forgive, looking into things that may have gave you any kind of doubt or insecurities on moving forward in the present time. That's something you're just going to have to do, you know, even if it's forgiving yourself. Let's say it's a party, you know, and you don't see that party around, or you don't deal with that person around, but you know, since you've been rewinding, revisiting with all these retrogrades, you're like, you know what, you know, maybe you wish you that person asked for forgiveness, you know, from you, or maybe you need to ask for forgiveness for that other person, you know. So even if you don't have contact, or you don't keep in contact or anything like that, you can still forgive yourself, you know. And if there is an attempt to actually go face to face with that person, or however communicate, hey, you know, I was wrong, please forgive me, you know, whatever. I'm mature now, I'm this, that, and the other, whatever the situation is where you're different from the past, you might want to let that know. But if it's not possible, you know, because everybody's separated now, people numbers change often now, and all kinds of stuff. So you just start with forgiving yourself, you know, and that will take a load off of this 10 of Wands, so that you can be lighter and you can be freer to have more time to add in some of the playfulness, add in some of the fun, you know, childlike energies that you used to have. That could just be just energy, or just the freedom of everything is going to be all right. You know how children are, you know, they don't care. They just like, they're not thinking too much. They're not overthinking the situation. They just going and having fun with it, you know. So bring some joy into your life, you know, all that hard work and no play. I mean, come on, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's balance it, because Libra is about balance, at least for this month, you know. Libra brings that 12 hours a day and 12 hours a night. So maybe you work in 12 hours of your day, but your 12 hours at night, you're going to use more towards your, you know, your what makes you happy, you know, what makes you smile, what makes you giggle, what makes you blush, you know, what makes you get those butterflies, you know. Add that into your life to balance out that work-life balance. Have a wonderful day and night, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants, and Mars during Libra season. Let's surround Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Tauruses, and Venuses in Taurus. This is your Libra season. Happy Libra season tarot card reading. And this is all about balance, what to add into your life to create balance. All right, or the 2 different energies that you're dealing with that you have to balance. Okay, so take in how it works in your life. So you're balancing delays versus getting stuff done. Okay, so and at this point you might be delaying a little bit too much, where you have to now start, you know, completing the cycle. You have to make some closures here. You have to accomplish what you had started. So maybe you have been working on something in the past, want to do something in the past. You might be now revisiting all that, because we have 9 retrogrades. So that means like pretty much in every aspect, you know, because these planets hold, you know, a lot of energies. And when they go retro, you're going to be feeling those energies. And with 9 Okay, people always talk about Mercury retrograde. No, sorry to tell you, there's 9 right now going on. Okay, not just Mercury retrograde, Mercury retrograde. Even though I am all Mercurial, I'm all about that life. Yes, thank you very much for shutting Mercury out all the time. But there's 9. Okay, so let's get to it. So you've been circling back, doing a little forwardness, then you circle back, then you move a little forward, then you really circle back. So are you creating more of a deeper hole? You know, are you staying down in the rewind moment? Maybe there's insecurities from the past. Maybe, you know, there's issues and situations from the past that are not allowing you to go to completion. Maybe there is something, usually a lot of stuff stems from your early, you know, childhood, you know, usually like from birth to, not from birth, but in utero, should I say, to like 25, you know, that whole lifespan there is like, you know, it can drastically change who you are today, you know. So it is important for you to use this retrograde energy during Libra season to see, okay, why, you know, why can I not, you know, get closure in this in my life? And you might need some help. Right now, everybody's a guru, everybody's, what do you call those things? Self-coach? I forgot what they call them. But you know what I'm talking about. You don't have to be certified, but people call themselves these self-help coaches. I can't think of the word right now, but you know what I'm talking about. Everybody's this and everybody knows and all this other kind of stuff. But you might need to find somebody who you resonate with, who is hitting, you know, the nail on the head. You know, you don't want to get people at this point that's going to go around the situation. You want to hit, you know, somebody that's going to be like, all right, this is the issue, this is the problem, and you resonate, you know that's the issue. They're just able to verbalize it for you. Those are the people that you need to look for help, or, you know, spend time with to help you draw that out. There's a lot of people who do like past life regressions. There's people that do. And Tauruses, you might be going through some kind of self-sabotage as well, you know, where you're taking like shortcuts, like, oh, you know, I can get this done if I take this shortcut. No, and good and well, long term, because you're Taurus, you know, you're very practical about things, you know, and you're actually in this card. You see Taurus at the bottom, okay? Taurus is at the bottom corner there. So you are part of this, how to accomplish things, how to complete things, how to, what makes sense, you know, the integration of it all, the whole, you know, this goes with this and this goes with that, and this is why I can't do this, that, the other, so I need to handle this, that, so that way I can come to some completion, I can complete my tasks and my goals. And even if it's small, even if you're a person that is a very hard procrastinator because of other planets in your signs and alignments and all that other kind of stuff, you know, where you're reading horoscopes and you're reading things about Tauruses, but you're like, you know, I don't be feeling that way, you know. So, but if your sun sign is a Taurus, or your moon sign is a Taurus, or your sun is a Taurus, you know, you have that energy. Or Venus is in Taurus, you have that energy. You just got to pull it out. You know, you got to pull it out about what is making sense at this point. And we just got the Virgo season. So I know you feeling like, okay, I need to be doing something. I need to do it now because this is just not working. All right. So take a look at those things because you can do it. You got the World card. This is a major arcana card. So it's not like you can't do it. And like I said, you all up in the picture, holding up what's been completed. Come on now, you can't get no more powerful than this. The World, you got it, Taurus. All right, just bull your way on through, ram your way on through, hit the bullseye. Every time you see target, be like, yup, that's me. You know what I'm saying? You hit that bullseye and make them complete circles. Have a wonderful day and night, Taurus, Moon, and Ascendant, and Venuses for Libra season. What's around Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Mercury? This is your tarot card reading for Libra season. Happy Libra season. This is your sister sign that we are in, and this is all about balance, okay? what you gotta balance during Libra season, okay? My eyes like, okay, let's get that balance in, Gemini. Okay, you're a part of the air trine, right? All right, so Page of Wands, and you got the King of Pentacles. Okay, Gemini, all right, I see it. Okay, I see your vision. I see your vision, Gemini. Okay, when I say you got visions, you got visions. You got dreams. You got goals. You got aspirations, okay? And it's sparking. And you got inspiration all around you. And you just like, yes, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like you really like free-spirited, flowing. Hey, free to be. That's my AKA, all right? Don't play with me with that free now, okay? So I get this Page of Wands, seriously. This is like my life, okay? And you all about that discovery. You all about that limitless potential. About that, that there is, all possibilities exist. All that kind of stuff, okay? Geminis is all here for that all day, every day, But even though you know that, are you actually sabotaging yourself with self-limiting beliefs like, oh, I can't do that, oh, I can't do that? Meanwhile, you got all this King of Pentacles energy holding you up, like right behind what you're about to do, you know what I mean? Or what you are doing and what you're doing, because you can see the King of Pentacles. You live in the King of Pentacles life. You in that business, you in that finance, you working on your business, you starting your business, you signing collaboration contracts, you collaborating with other people on the internet, you doing your thing to get your coins, okay? You all about that hustle game, and that's good. That's really good. So make sure that when you are in that position and you in that position, that you don't get so stuck, in a like a egotistical, obsessed about money. Don't put the initial idea and make it into like a money grabber type thing. You know what I mean? Like money is the only reason why you're doing this. I mean, I get it, because in these days of time you do got to get your hustle on, but usually your main inspiration, your main baby, your main heart, what you want to put your focus onto, you could be using that hustle money to put money into your main projects. This Page of Wands thing, like you got all these good ideas that you want to do that's near and dear to your heart. So don't get caught up in the cycle of money, because maybe this job it sucks, but it pays good, and you can use that check to do things that you want to do with it, to grow businesses that you want to grow. So don't get stuck in that cycle of working for this position for too long, that too long, because you're going to start to get real edgy during this Libra season. You got to be light with it. You got to be free with it. You got to be like, I bet I'm only here to do this because once I get this over here, I'm about to be over here to do this. So don't forget the original plan. Don't forget the Page of Wands, where it all started, because a lot of times Geminis can get lost, because Geminis are very gullible energy, very youthful. Hey, let's get like childlike. Children are very gullible. You know what I mean? And it's all good because we think about it as being innocent and sweet. But when you get an adult, people take advantage of that, and they start to manipulate, or vice versa. Geminis can manipulate the situation. And that's the funny thing about Geminis. We know how to manipulate things, but then when it comes to actually knowing the manipulation in our life, we don't see that. Other people see it, but we don't see it. But we can see that everybody else is, because we're all about looking around and out, not so much inner. It's just the roundness of it. So take some time and remember, where did this spark come from? Where does inspiration come from? Why are you doing it in the first place? Is this something temporarily in order to get you to point A, B, and C for things that you really care for? Or are you being drowned and forgetting about that Page of Wands, that inspiration, that spark, that what made you get up and do this in the first place type thing? And don't get so obsessed with the money part. It's about the journey that matters. Yes, people focus on the end result, and that's really good, like the affirmations and putting it out there and all that kind of stuff, but let's not forget the journey. You see how the Page of Wands, you got the the building of the pyramids, and then you got the flat lands for you to build more, you know, because those 3 ideas was 3 ideas that started with you, and you see how they came to fruition. Now you working on the 4th one, and you got space for the 5th one, and the 6th one, as you see the King of Pentacles, is fruitful. It's not in the beginning stages, it's at the end of stages, you know what I mean? Like, this is what you're going to be, and don't be stubborn about, you know, the situation. Don't be stubborn to yourself, and don't be so stubborn to others as well, while you are gaining all this abundance and this security, and you're becoming strong in your leadership and your wealth and your business and things like that. Don't get so up your butt type thing. Don't toot your you know, it's okay to toot your horn, but like blowing it all loud every day, all day, nobody want to hear that. Remember your humble beginnings, you know, where everything was just in moderation, and you was all, you know, all on your meek and narrow path, and, you know, you was all, you know, happy and light about it. But now you turned into this whole, I'm obsessed stuff with this, that, and the other. And you know what I'm talking about, when you can just overdo stuff. And you can just overdo stuff so much where you're just gonna like drive yourself crazy, you know? And that's not going to be good for your growth, and you're not going to be able to build more pyramids because you done drove yourself crazy, because you was there. You know what it felt like. You got a taste of what it was to be wealthy, and what it was to be in leadership, and what it was to be secure. And then maybe are you boasting about it? Maybe you bragging about it. I don't know. You know, but pipe down a little bit. Pipe it down, like check yourself, you know, because you don't want to create enemies. And everybody know with a Gemini, that's easy to do. You know, you could just stand there and be a Gemini and say 2 words, and everybody like, most people are gonna be like, all right, that's what's up. But then, you know, you got that them side people, them 2 or 3 with loud ass mouths that's just gonna be like, like, you don't understand a Gemini, okay? So shut up. But anyway, so that's the message for you, okay? Remember your modest beginnings, your humble beginnings as you go on this process, and take time to appreciate the process, and not just so rigid through the process, and you feel like you only can relax when everything is done. No, because when everything is done, that's going to put you in a more stubborn or state, more rigid state, because you didn't take time to appreciate the journey. And now we have 9 retrogrades in place. This is the time to really take a look at your steps, take a look at the journey, take a look at, you know, what has happened within that day, within that minute, within that hour, and appreciate those minutes, those hours, those days. Because what's going to happen is, as you start to grow, okay, you practice being present through this whole journey, from this land here, right, where you're just starting and everything is working out and you got more things to do, to I really don't need to do nothing today because I done did it, and now I can, you know, sit back and appreciate. But that middle in between space is what you have to pay attention to. Even the good days, even the bad days, you know. What about the bad days? You know, can you find anything, lessons learned from the bad days? Because even the bad days are there to teach you something. And you're like, thank goodness that happened, because if that didn't happen today, that would have messed me up 3 weeks ago. So even though I'm upset, I'm happy that came out right now. See, you're appreciating the time that you're in, the present. And Gemini is about that present. Children are not thinking about the past. They're not thinking about the future. They're thinking about right now. Think about your pets. They're thinking about right now. They're not, okay, buddy, next week I'm gonna take you to the park. Hey, everybody, like, what you mean? Like, what about right now? Okay, so that's your message. Right now. Just appreciate, you know, be modest as you grow, and as you start learning modesty, when you are that top dog and you're running things and you're doing your thing, and blah blah blah, things are structured and set up the way you want it, and you already had practiced that while you was in the Page of Wands stage. Have a wonderful day and night. Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Mercury and Gemini for this Libra season. What's around Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants? This is your tarot card reading for Libra season. Happy Libra season to all the Cancerians out there. This card is about balance. This whole reading actually is about balance because we're in Libra season. Okay, my eye is all about that balance. Okay, look to your left, look to your right. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Now balance it. That's all this is about. And look what you got, Cancers. The Justice card. Okay, like this is like no joke here with this Justice card. So you at a point, right, where you have to figure out, and we in a retrograde, okay, not just Mercury. We got 9 retrograde placements. 9. Okay, so this is a wonderful time to actually dive into the past. Past could be yesterday. Past could be an hour ago. You know, past could be 20 years ago, 5 years ago. To see where the imbalance lies. Because I'm a big